Hooray! Like I said, we're looking at Soviet Corps, so we're at the start of the Soviet campaign. It's 1939. The Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact has split Poland in half, and at the moment the Germans are our friends. And so we've entered into a pact with the Germans, and we're splitting Poland in half, as it says. So at the moment the Poles are our enemy, not the Germans. And we've got German units under our control. That's interesting. They're going to do some recon for us. Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting to be controlling German units anymore. I thought that was over. Right, so in we go. Capture all victory, all objectives, and destroy the Polish bunker for a triumph. So that's what we're aiming for. The Polish headquarters is located at position marked A on my tactical map, and they'll move an auxiliary German recon position to position marked B to observe Polish forces. Okay, so there's an A and a B somewhere around here. A, right, A. So we have to capture this. This is the Polish headquarters. And B, that's where the Germans got to get to. So we've got some German units to control. Aha! We have a German scout unit in the northwest corner. And there's some Polish artillery. And our job is to get him to here, onto this hill where he can do some recon. Whilst also taking out the Polish forces and down to the Polish headquarters here. Okay. So if you don't know much about Soviet Corps is an operational game. You take your core force, which is what I'm looking at here. Each of these is one of the units under my command. And I take these with me through the entire campaign. And I'm upgrading them, personalising them, repairing them. They gain experience, they gain medals and heroes as they go. So these guys really become very personalised as you go through the game. And keeping them alive becomes quite an important thing. And I've not seen what new Soviet units we get, so I know that Soviet Corps comes with a bunch of new units, so we just have a quick look at our unit roster. Because David's carried over from the previous mission, I've already got the units in here, already have a little bit of experience and some damage. So if I look at the units, where are I? So these guys have got 9 strength points out of 10. They are regular infantry, and I probably have some upgrade options. Where's my upgrade? Right. I can upgrade, I can change them to conscripts, which obviously won't make them any better. Actually, worse off. Upgrade them to paratroopers, engineers, bridge layers, mountain infantry or cavalry. I'm quite happy with infantry at the moment. These guys don't have a truck, but we don't want to give them any transport. We're happy with them as they are. My army can have up to 12 units in it. And I've only got 9 in my current force, so I can actually purchase 3 new units, make my army a bit bigger. At the moment I've got 3 infantry units here, 2 of them motorised. I've got 1 cavalry unit, 2 tanks, I've got a T-26 and a BT-5, and this looks like a recon. I think the BA-10 must be a recon. Some artillery support with some transport. Oh, cool! I've got horse transport. So my artillery is carried by horses. That's brilliant. And I have a little fighter. What is that? An I-16. I'm not even sure what that is. It doesn't look very impressive, whatever it is. I'm going to see if there's any options for upgrading him. We could upgrade him to a Lag 3. But he doesn't look to be particularly better. Less ammunition. He's more of a... No. He doesn't seem to be any better than the... there we go. The Polikarpov. I'm not really up on the Russian equipment. So we haven't got much option on fighters. We'll leave the one we have, but I think we might buy some additional fighters, because from what I know about Panzer Corps, controlling the skies is very important. So we shall buy some more fighters. Buy one of those, that's 300. I've got 2 more unit slots, so now I can either go for, I think I have another aircraft. I think we could do some tactical bombers. And what's our options on tactical bombers? A U-2, a Tupolev. What's he? Oh, he's a scout plane. He's no use whatsoever. We don't want a scout plane. We want someone that can hit them. Hit those poles. Right, so we have this guy. So we have a Tupolev SB or a, oh god, I can't pronounce these, Petlyakov PE2. There's not a huge amount of difference between them. This one's got slightly more ground defense and slightly more ground attack. So we'll pick him. He hits the tank slightly harder. We'll have one of those. And I think we'll go for some artillery. Artillery support is always good in Panzer Corps. So we shall have artillery, and we'll pick the big guns. And I think we can only get, these guys need trucks to move around, so we'll have one of those. Right, so that's our force picked. I need to repair some of the guys we've that came from before, so I've got to replace these up to full strength. In game, you can either choose to get the green replacements or elite replacements. Green replacements will dilute your experience, and so if we pop up the info panel, if I can remember how to do it, I'll have to do that in a minute. It tells me on the tooltip. So my experience is 114. By using green replacements, my experience will drop to 65. So they'd lose their star, but it would cost me 39 prestige to keep that experience. And at this stage, I don't think it's that important. I think we will just heal up with lots of green replacements, except maybe our tanks. Yeah, I'm going to give my tanks some elite replacements to keep their experience point. I'll give both of them elite replacements. My recon, I find die all the time, so I won't bother replacing them. And I'll give my aircraft elite replacements, because experience for fighters is very important. It gives them higher initiative, and that's very important to who shoots first in air combat, which is vital. We didn't actually check out our tanks. I wonder if there's any interesting upgrade options for our tanks. So we have a T-26. We can upgrade him to a BT-5, which is actually worse, or a BT-7, which is marginally better. But it's going to be too expensive to upgrade him. When upgrading units, if they're in the same unit class, or the same family of tanks, then it's much cheaper to upgrade. But a T-26 to a BT-7, it's a completely different family, so I don't get any benefit on the upgrade. I also have a BT-5 here. The cost to upgrade him should be a lot cheaper. His cost to upgrade is only 50. I think it's worth doing. He gets a lot more fuel, a lot more ammo. He's a bit better at attack and a bit better at defense, so we will upgrade him. So instead of 264, we only pay 50 to upgrade him, so we'll go for that. So we spent all our money, so now let's get on with the fight. Right, what is the plan? So here's our strategic map. We have to capture the Polish headquarters down here and get our recon over here. I'm not sure we can do much to help this German recon. He's going to have to try and thread his way through those Polish defences. But our attack, we've got a river to cross, a few towns to take. Doesn't look too bad, it's pretty open, so pretty good terrain to attack through. I'm going to use my recon up north because this river is going to get in the way for his recon ability. We've got a town to take straight away, so we will put infantry and artillery support up here. Our cavalry we'll use down here. Our tanks will put one at the top, one at the bottom. One more infantry to help the attack on the town. I think we'll actually use the artillery to really pound that town to start with. And then it's our air support. So one fighter in the north, one in the south, and our tactical bomber will put in the north to assist with the town assault. So that's us deployed. So we shall end our turn and go straight into combat. Here we have our weather predictions. Weather's clear. Well, 80% chance of clear in the next turn. We don't know if we have air superiority yet, so we don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we shall soon see. Right, let's see what those pesky Poles are up to. Oh, they didn't do an awful lot. They're waiting for us to come for them. We move first. Right, so what can we see? We can see an understrength garrison here. Nothing too scary. Another understrength infantry here. A full strength infantry in the open here. Another understrength Polish infantry down here. So far, nothing too intimidating. We shall... I think we're just going to kill some infantry. I'm just going to use these guys to smash them. So it's our T-26, catching infantry in the open without fortifications. They're going to be in serious trouble. These guys are kind of surprised. The battle's only just started. They haven't had a chance to dig in. So they're entrenchment level 0. So being caught in the open by tanks is not going to be good for them. So we inflicted 3 casualties and we lost none. So that's not a bad start. I actually wanted to kill them though. So I shall bring my cavalry up to finish them off. There we go, because I wanted to make a gap for my recon to move through. My cavalry spotted some enemy cavalry. Okay, well, what we'll do is we'll bring up our recon. And he has a very large view area, so we can see a lot of stuff now. So we've got some enemy artillery here. And enemy artillery here, but there's nothing else around the town. So our tanks we shall bring forwards. One of the things I forgot to say. If I attack these guys, it's not such a brilliant idea. The artillery will support to give defensive fire support. So I could do with neutralising them if possible, and the only option for that right now, because my tanks aren't in range, is my tactical bomber. So first thing I'm going to do is bring over my tac bomber and do a little bit of damage here. So my damage prediction is predicting 0 casualties and 2 damage. So we shall go for that. And we did 3 damage and took no casualties. They've got no air defence there. If there'd been any air defence units next to them, then they could have given some defensive fire, but there was nothing around to help, so we just got a free shot. So that reduces our artillery down to 4 strength, which is much less intimidating. I'm going to bring up some fighter cover to protect my tactical bomber, and he can also have a go at the cavalry. So he's going to do this strafing run, but he's completely missed. And my other fighter I shall bring up to harass that artillery unit there. So a little bit of damage to them, which is good. Oh, and we see enemy aircraft. I know less about Polish aircraft than I do about Soviet aircraft. So that is a PZL P-23B, which is a tactical bomber. Okay. Right, so that could be a pain. Could be a pain from our artillery. I've got no ground air defence units, so fighters are my only way of defending against these. And I've already moved my fighters, so we need to be careful where we end up. We don't want anyone ending up on board transports. Catching units on board their transports, it makes them very vulnerable. So my artillery can move 1 hex without mounting, but any further and they have to get on board their trucks. So to get to here, I have to get on board my trucks, and that would be a very juicy target for a tactical bomber. So we shall not be doing that. We will walk forwards on the ground. Oh, I forgot to dismount them. We shall walk forwards on the ground, and I'm not in range. I thought I had a range of 3. Should have paid more attention. So my range with these guys is 2 hexes. That's range 2 hexes, so I can't get into range with them, so that's a bit of an oversight. What we can do though is get this infantry forwards. Now, I could attack the town, and my combat prediction there is 2 damage to me and 4 to the enemy, which isn't bad, but I suspect if my heavy artillery, I'm hoping, has a range of 3. Yes, they got a range 3. So these guys should be able to get in range. And although they're only going to do 1 damage, hopefully they will suppress the enemy. Okay, so they didn't actually do any damage. But if you notice, the number has changed red. Their strength is now shown in red. And if I get the detailed info panel, their suppression level is 4. That means although there's 5 strength points in the unit, 4 of them are suppressed. So if I assault, only 1 strength point will actually fire. So that should mean, if I look at my combat prediction now, that's much better. Instead of 2-4, it's now 0-4. So we'll go ahead and assault. So we did 3 damage. Didn't take any casualties. The only thing is, though, after that assault, they've now regrouped. So I don't get lots of free attacks against them. Those suppressed units are now available to fight again. So when my second unit comes up, the prediction isn't quite as good anymore. I now predict to take 1 casualty, but we want to get them out of that town. So we'll take the casualty. There we go, we lost 1 damage. Now, I haven't got enough movement points to enter the town, but I'm gonna... I can either attack these cavalry with my my recon or pull back towards the town. I think we shall attack those cavalry, but I'm going to go with my tanks first. I'm hoping the tanks might force the cavalry to retreat, and then my recon could advance into that tile and then use their attack against the artillery. So let's see if that plan works. So the artillery fired defensively at me, my tanks now attack. 4 damage. We took 1, we did 4, but we didn't push them out, so unfortunately our recon now can't assault the artillery, but we'll try and finish off this cavalry. So the artillery defended again, did 1 damage to my recon. We didn't quite kill them, so we took 2 damage on the recon and only killed 3 cavalry. That was a little bit annoying, so that didn't quite go to plan. The only other thing we shall do is we'll bring up our infantry. We don't want the enemy capturing our... This is an airfield. I need the airfield to resupply my aircraft with ammunition and fuel. I do have another one at the... Oh no, I don't have another one at the top. That's my only airfield, so I do need to hold on to that. But... that might be a bit risky. No, I doubt they're going to attack. I'm taking a risk, moving forwards out of my airfield. Hopefully they will not try and come around me. The zone of control would mean they couldn't move straight through this hex to here. They would have to go around. So I think the zone of controls actually prevent them getting to my airbase. But I guess we shall see. So that's everybody moved except my recon. I'll just bring him one. I'll bring him 1 hex down. I want to leave him adjacent to that cavalry unit. That will stop him healing up. If you have units adjacent to you in your turn, you can't repair as much damage. This unit here, unfortunately, is not adjacent to me anymore, so there is an opportunity with the AI to repair that unit if it chooses to. But here the cavalry are going to be limited to probably only a couple of strength points to repair. Well, that's everybody moves that we can in turn 1. We've got 15 turns remaining, but nothing disastrously wrong so far. So now I'm going to see what anyone's saying in the chat channel whilst the AI moves. Spanish Civil War. Who knows? Maybe. The wagon transport does look cool, yes. I certainly agree with that. Right, so what's the AI up to? I just saw... something's airstruck me there. So he has a tactical bomber coming in, he's done some damage to my infantry, and then he's attacked with his infantry. Right, so we've got 15 turns remaining. What actually happened there? So yes, this tactical bomber came here. Let's just look at the air layer. What else? Tactical bomber hit us here. Oh, he did some damage to my tanks there. So 2 tactical bombers. I don't see any fighters. So that's good news. Our fighters are now going to focus on taking out his tactical bombers. They have some air defense. These guys are not sitting ducks, so it's good odds in my favour, but still going to take some damage taking these out. So did 3, took none. I can either focus on destroying one, but I think this turn I'm going to focus on damaging both of them. I just want to reduce them so they're not as effective in their strikes against me, because they're going to really slow my attack down. Oh, that was a good strike. 7 damage on that guy. He's really not very threatening anymore. Okay, so on the ground I don't see an awful lot of movement. Nothing too concerning. What I'd like to do is get my recon unit into his artillery. Oh, still took some damage, but we've just about finished them off. Just notice a yellow ammo symbol's come up here. That means these guys have got 1 round of ammunition left. They only had 4 rounds to start with, so 1 round left, so they can shoot 1 more time. After that they will be very vulnerable. Once they run out of ammunition they cannot damage the enemy at all, so they will be sitting ducks. So next turn I'll almost certainly have to replenish their ammunition. I'll bring up my infantry here to finish off the artillery. My cavalry I'm going to use to take the victory location. So that's one of the victory locations captured. My infantry... Oh, I forgot about my German recon. Ah. Right, let's sneak you through here somewhere. Ooh. Enemy artillery. More artillery. There's artillery everywhere. Okay, so we have an enemy airfield up here, but not much else. We don't need to capture these places. So we've got to capture the airfield, then we've got to come for this town. So I think we've got enough up here. I send one of my artillery units, my horse-drawn artillery. Oh no, I forgot about my tactical bombers. If I move them on their carts, they're going to be sitting targets. That's an interesting problem. I think we're going to have to send some tanks around to the north to help up there. But this turn, they will help against the infantry here. Artillery are not going to be able to get in range of anything. So we will lead with the tank attack. Disappointing. I'll bring up some infantry support and some more tanks. Actually, my tanks will come around here to try and finish this artillery off. There we go. I forgot I've got my tactical bomber still, haven't we? We can use him to soften up this infantry. Or we could use him to finish off this cavalry. No, soften these guys up. Yeah, we missed. Three more damage, that's really taken them down. Our infantry is a little bit worse for wear, so I think we should just rest them and repair 2 points. What you notice is my number went yellow when I repaired. Any units, any strength points you repair come back suppressed until the following turn. So it means you can't repair units in the front line. You need to give them a chance to rest before they really come up to fighting strength. So my artillery are going to have to plod forward slowly at the moment, because if I get them on their wagons they just become too much of a juicy target for the enemy tactical bombers. Who have we got left to move? Nobody, we've moved everything. Okay. Let's see what the AI does this time. So the His tactical bombers shot back to their air bases, I assume to try and repair and... oh dear. He maimed my infantry at the south. These guys down to 3 strength. That's not good. This guy's giving me a bit of pain. I'm going to have to do something about him because he's getting too close to my air base now. Right. Let's bring the artillery up and give him a softening up. We shall finish these infantry off with our infantry. And then move them up to the river line. These guys need to repair and to rest, so I can either resupply them, which gives them maximum fuel and ammo, or if I go for replacements, it also resupplies them, but generally not as much. But as he's damaged, I'm going to go for the resupply option. So actually that did fill him up, it gave him enough to refill. So he's up to full strength, but 4 strength points suppressed. So he's not that much use this turn, but next turn he's back up to fighting strength. Our tactical bomber, I think we shall go and start hammering this artillery unit over here. It also hopefully will tell us what's going on with his air units. Ah, right, we have discovered a tank, a teeny tiny tank. Okay, that would have been a nice target for my tactical bomber, unfortunately. It did reveal his tactical bomber though, so what we can do is go and try and take him out. Oh, killed him in 1 shot. Perfect. Now my other fighter, I can either go and send chasing off after his tactical bomber, or fighters are actually not bad at ground attack. So I could have a go at this tank. Only does 1 damage. I think we're going to go and chase his tactical bomber. Now, I'm not sure where he went. To refuel, he could be on any of the surrounding areas, but to repair, he has to land on the actual airbase itself. So I suspect that he is sitting there. To avoid being ambushed, if I target that tile directly, I'll walk straight into him and it'll be an ambush. So I'm guessing he's on that tile, so if I move next to it, I will discover him without ambushing, and I should be able to attack him. There we go, we found him. Found an enemy tank, some infantry, and some kind of fortification under there. So we took out his tac bomber. That's good news. He has no more air power that we're aware of. So artillery is now free to roam on board their horse-drawn carts. They can motor around now. Right. We're going to need a bit more strength than I had anticipated to take these guys out up north. So I think we're going to have to send some artillery this way. We need to face off against that tank. It's got an anti-tank gun here as well, which is a bit of a pain. I don't think that's going to leave the airfield though, so we've come up here. No, we're getting too close. Too close to his artillery. That has a range of 2. There's no point in getting that close. I think this turn we're just going to be moving into position. We shall rest these guys. We shall rest these guys. I need to rest these guys, they're knackered. And I may need to do something about this infantry. Not very impressive. 2 damage. Oops, we've pushed him back towards our airbase. Not the cleverest move in the world. What have we got left to move? Oh, my German recon, who we forgot about. We shall sneak him through the forest. More artillery. Luckily they seem to be ignoring me. Maybe they're not at war with the Germans yet. Okay, well, everybody moved. This is only the 2nd scenario in the campaign, so it's not the hardest scenario. it will get a lot tougher later on. So before we forget, turn 3 I shall move my recon unit. There's nothing there, so our recon unit, oh, it's spotted, what's it spotted? A truck. Not sure if we're supposed to kill him, I can't remember my briefing. I may check what we have to do with him. Right, what we need to do now is focus some force here. We're getting too spread out, trying to do too many things at once. So let's go and finish some of these units off. You shall finish him. I think I forgot to move you last time. Artillery, we shall hit you one more time. Didn't do any damage, but we suppressed him. The infantry, we shall bring back to attack him. Oh, come on, 1 damage. And our tanks, 2 damage. Okay, he's kind of neutralised, but it's taking a lot more time than I expected. Now, over here we have our air power to use. I think we're running out of fuel. These red dots here mean if I move to those tiles, I would not have enough fuel to return to the air bases currently under my control. Now you can fix it by capturing an air base closer to the aircraft, but it's generally not advisable to move into a red tile. So I think we shall just take our fighters back to base to refuel them. Yeah, just bring him home. He's got a little red, yellow warning marker there to say he's low on fuel. Our fighter up here, he's going to be running out of fuel soon too. But I think before he goes, he's going to refuel next turn and try and take that out. There we go, finish that infantry unit out on the river. And our tactical bomber, I think, is going to target this. Yeah, he's much better at the tank than he is against the artillery. Oh, not as good as expected, but still quite useful. Our artillery, should just weaken this infantry here. Bring the tanks forward to try and overrun them. Oh, 1 damage. Useless. Our recon will have a go next. Ouch. 4 damage on me. These guys are hard. Let's see if the cavalry have any better luck. Come on. 2 damage, and lost 2. These guys are tough buggers. I was not expecting that infantry unit to last this turn, and he's done more damage than he took. That has slowed things down. That's going to add at least another turn to taking the town here, if not 2, just to repair the damage. That's quite annoying. Not much we can do though. We've moved everybody, have we? Who's left to move? Just the infantry. I'm going to hitch my artillery. No, I'm not going to bring him any further forwards because I'm going to get too close to his tanks if we're not careful. So that's our 4th turn finished. Ah, whoa. There's a pile of enemy trucks moving forwards here. I'm going to check my briefing. Am I allowed to kill them? Where was my briefing? If I can remember how to get to my briefing. Oh, it's been too long since I played. Where's my briefing? Briefing. I've forgotten which button to press to get my briefing back up. That'll teach me to not pay attention. No, I can't remember. What have I done wrong? No. I am being a fool. I cannot remember how to get my briefing back up. Oh well, we will proceed without the briefing then. Control M, there we go. Haha. So Polish HQ located position A. Move an auxiliary unit to position B to observe movement of Polish forces. So he's not supposed to attack. Capture all objectives and destroy the Polish bunker. Okay, so I'm not sure if we should do anything with him. I think we just sit and watch. Right. This little bugger. We're going to finish him this turn. Done. Right. Now we need to make some progress down here. Oops, walked into an anti-tank gun. And a larger looking tank. He looks a bit more menacing than the last one. I think we may have gone a bit too far with our infantry. Bring up the artillery. Got a horse, look at those cool horse-drawn wagons. Now I don't want to put my tank here. Ending your turn on a river tile makes you very vulnerable. Your troops are split across the river. You get big combat penalties, so I have really put my infantry in a very silly position. I can't really support them at all. The tank will come to here, actually. Tell you what, he needs to repair anyway. Let's use this turn to repair him, then next turn he can charge across the river. These guys really have to refuel, so there's not really any option. Bring these guys up to start nibbling away at his tank. Oh, missed. More artillery. So that's the south, not a lot going on there. We need to sort this airfield out so we can bring our main force south. We probably should have sent everything north to take this and then move south. We split our force and it was not the best tactical option. So, first off, let's hit the enemy tank. That's nice, 4 damage to him. And we shall come back to refuel and rearm. We're running out of ammunition. We only had 1 ammo left. So he's really quite weak now. So I think we shall finish him off with our tank. We will get the artillery support against us. Oh, we're not going to finish him off. Oh, there's more artillery here. We'll bring our artillery forwards. Oh, we suppressed some of those tanks, didn't do any damage. Doesn't change the prediction at all because it wasn't the tanks that are hurting us, it's that artillery support that's hurting us. Oh well, we need to try and get rid of these guys. Oh, 1 damage. The only good news is he got forced to retreat away from his artillery support, so our recon unit may have a chance of taking him out. We'll just bring him to here. There we go, he's gone. Right, the infantry will finish off his infantry. Oh my goodness. They will not die. And our cavalry are going to start hurting that artillery. Okay, these guys deserve medals. Very rarely does an isolated infantry unit in the open versus tanks, infantry and artillery support inflict more casualties than it takes. They've even been running out of ammo. Okay, I think that's all we can do for this turn. His artillery is hitting my infantry that moved a bit too close. Nibbling my cavalry and my recon. Not sure what those trucks are up to, but there's an awful lot of them. My infantry are getting a bit pulverised here. Cavalry been pushed back. Oh, into range of more artillery. Right, we're taking a lot of casualties here. This artillery in these towns are We don't want to get too close to them. We don't need to go this way, so we just need to ignore that. Capture this and ignore that. So first thing to do is get rid of this artillery. Dead. Now we can hammer these guys with our artillery. No damage, marvellous. Our cavalry need to get back out of the way to repair, or we could actually try and finish them with the cavalry. Thank goodness. Right, our cavalry are going to have to rest next turn anyway, so we've saved the infantry's turn. The infantry will repair this turn instead of attacking there, which means that next turn we'll be able to assault this anti-tank gun. This turn we need to repair these guys as well. Our artillery will move there. Now, sorting out the mess we made down south, we've got our air force. First thing, our fighters will try and have a go at these tanks. Did a little bit of damage. Now they're going to get out of the way, make room for the tactical bombers. 6 damage, that's much more impressive. And our fighter, he can nibble away at the artillery. We could nibble away at this truck. Trucks are easy targets. Not really sure what they're for though. Right, our tank is repaired, but you can't get across the river still. This cavalry's in the way. We've made a right hash of this. Our artillery move forwards to get into range of the cavalry. Our infantry is going to stay across the river but try and get out of the way of everybody. Just bring our tanks forwards, our infantry forwards. That leaves this recon unit. Well, he's not being shot at the moment, so I'm not going to do anything with him. Otherwise he's probably going to get shot to pieces. And that's all we can do this turn. Hit our recon unit again. Right, he's pulled his tanks back to repair them. His cavalry's come across to attack my artillery, which is a bit of a pain, but at least it means I can probably kill them this turn and make room for my tank to get across the river. Yes, so they were on the river, so they're a bit vulnerable. It was not sure if it was a good idea or not. He did get an attack on my artillery and did 3 damage to them, which is unpleasant, but he did lose his cavalry in doing it. So the infantry across the river will repair. These guys are trying to cross the river. My tank could cross the river, but ends up putting us right next to an anti-tank gun. Now, anti-tank guns aren't brilliant at attacking, so it's not terrible, but it's not ideal. But I think we're running out. We've wasted too many turns up north, so I think we have to do this. We need to make some progress down south. I'm going to repair my artillery and replenish their ammo. Now, where do we focus our air strikes this turn? I think we'll give some air support up north. Because even if we don't do any damage, it still reduces the entrenchment level of the artillery. Sorry, the anti-tank gun. So he's entrenchment level 1. Each attack reduces him by 1. So my artillery on 3 damage. That's nice. Some suppression as well, and his entrenchment level is now 0. So that's a much easier target now for my infantry. Come in here. Even if we don't kill him, we should still push him out of the tile. There we go. So we've captured the airfield and we're going to try and finish him off. It's not a brilliant thing to attack with a recon, but I only had 2 strength points left. So we've taken the airfield, so now it's time to zoom south. They need to repair. Now, artillery can't capture victory locations, so even if the AI did decide to throw these artillery units forwards, They can never capture that airfield back. You need ground troops to capture a location. So we're now safe. He cannot capture this with ease unless he's got some infantry we haven't seen. But our recon unit came all through here. We didn't see anything other than artillery. So I can ignore this now and move south. If this had been ground units, I'd really have had to leave something behind to make sure he couldn't capture it. Because that's one of the victory locations I'm required to take to complete my mission. But luckily we can ignore them and bring everything south. Now down here, I think it's time to start hitting this artillery unit. Oh, I forgot about his tanks. That would have been a better target. I wonder if my fighter can go and try and do some damage to him. Missed. That's a shame. Okay, that's everyone moved except the recon. End of turn. Right, this is halfway through. Oh, a couple of damage to our tank, which is annoying. He's attacked with his anti-tank gun. Oh, 3 more damage. That's really... I'm going to have to repair that. That's going to slow things down again. Okay. First thing we're going to do is finish this off. There we go. So we took out his tanks. These guys don't seem to be very useful against the artillery, so what we'll do is we'll start harassing the infantry in the town. It won't do much damage to them, but it will start reducing their entrenchment level, making them easier to dislodge when we hit them with ground forces. Now the anti-tank gun, not a good target for my tank, but my infantry should have a reasonably easy time of it. And what we'll do is we'll bring our artillery forwards. Not a great place to sit on the river, but no one can reach them. So it didn't do any damage, but did do some suppression. So suppressed 5 strength, so they're down to 3 fighting strength. So there we go, that's really hammered them. And they've retreated, which is pretty annoying, because now my infantry have to attack from the river onto them. I am not coordinating this very well at all. My tanks can't get there. Oops. Oh. Well, we're going to go for the attack, see if we can kill them. No, we can't. But we did push them back, so at least we can get out of the river. But now what I've done is I've pushed them... No. Now my tanks can't heal because they're next to this... Oh. Not very good. Well, if I try and heal, I can heal up to 8. I think it's worth doing. It's not perfect, but we should heal them. The tanks, we're going to cross the river because I don't think there's anything very threatening. Infantry attacking me isn't too scary. And time to bring our recon down. Jump on board our trucks. Get artillery moving. Our whole northern force coming down. We're going to go down the road because it's faster. And we have our fighter left. Oh, he might actually... Oh, if he kills him... No. I should have done that first, because if he'd killed the anti-tank gun, we could have healed our tanks up to full strength, but we didn't kill him anyway, so it didn't make any difference. So that's it. Halfway through the scenario. Nothing too unpleasant happening so far, just all going a bit slower than expected. He's hammered our artillery there. 2 damage. That's not too bad, we can heal it up. What we need to do now, get this anti-tank gun out of the way and get our tanks into this artillery. So, we shall use him to finish them off. Our tanks, we shall push through to attack his artillery. 4 damage, that's pretty good. Our other tanks, we'll cross back across the river and then come across the bridge and kill his artillery. That's them gone. Good. That makes the town assaultable. Without that, assaulting the town would have been very hard work. So our fighters are strafing the infantry in the town. They'll continue to do that. Bring another one in. So they're really hammering those guys now. Our tactical bombers want to find a slightly juicier target. But I can't see anything to hit right now. Artillery will come forwards. Tell you what, we'll bring the infantry down here to see if we can find anything for our tactical bomber to strike. Aha! There we have a juicy target. Oh, missed. Practically. Okay, and then our reinforcements continue to arrive. This town should fall quite quickly now. Okay, so we've got quite a strong force building up here now. I don't think we're going to attack yet. Oh, we could do. It's not bad odds. No, we're not going to attack. We're going to wait till next turn. Hit him with the artillery and the aircraft again, then make the assault there. Because we're not going to kill him this turn. Right, that's this turn done. Let's see what comments we've got. Oh, who's streaming? It's me! Yeah, I'm Iain McNeil, I'm Development Director here at Slitherine. I haven't played Panzer Corps, Soviet Corps before, but I have played an awful lot of Panzer Corps, so I know the mechanics in the game, but I have not played any of these missions. We're looking for an Elvis secret police simulator, apparently. I don't have anything to reveal about that right now. Okay, so I think, as this is an early scenario, we're more into mopping up the enemy at the moment. There's no significant challenge being posted. The idea is this is for people that maybe haven't played Panzer Corps before to get familiar with the system. So we're not pushing them too hard, which is probably good because I haven't played Panzer Corps for quite some time. So moving down, my tanks, we shall just let the attack bomber hit them first. 6 damage, nice. He shall go back to rearm, and we shall finish off these guys with our tanks. There we go. Our infantry is going to get off the river tile. Let's actually deal with this attack first. So artillery is going to bombard here. A little bit of damage and some suppression. Next we'll hit them with the fighters. Ooh, surprising amount of damage from the fighters. And bring in some more fighters. It's a production line of fighters hitting this town now. Continuous airstrikes. Now we bring the infantry in. We've really softened it up. Didn't quite finish them off though, but we have pushed them out of the town, so those guys are pretty much dead now. No protection from the town. We've captured the town now, and we've killed them. Now we've got to get our troops across this river crossing. It's a little bit confined. So we're getting a bit of a traffic jam here. Use the artillery to hit there. And march forwards, and now because those are suppressed we will take an attack at them. Our artillery will slowly move south. Actually we will mount them up I think on trucks, otherwise they won't get into range of anything interesting next turn. Recon, nothing they can do, and nothing they can do. So that's it. Turns are getting quite quick now. I think a couple more turns we'll probably have taken the bunker. Okay. Our tanks are just going to try and overrun these guys. No, not quite. But we push them back. Going to bring the recon through to finish them off. Oh, well, we found an awful lot of something. Right, we've got 2 artillery units down here. We need to take them out before attempting to get this bunker. I don't want to move any of my units here because I suspect they've got a range of 3. Oh, they've got long range. 1, 2, 3. I'm already in range. I should get out of range. Need to get ready to attack them. No point moving forwards because I can't attack them this turn. What I'm going to do is get ready to launch an assault on them next turn. Bring the artillery forwards, but not quite in range of them. And our air power will start to hit the supporting artillery. And as there's nothing else to shoot at, we'll shoot a truck. That's all we've got this turn. Oh, we're still in range of his artillery. But they missed us, they just did some suppression. Right. Let's strike them again. Keep striking. 3 damage, that's pretty good. And then we shall bring the tanks down. 3 more damage. So 1 artillery unit's nearly gone. I want this truck dead because he's blocking my way to get to this artillery. I think use the tank to kill him because the tank wouldn't have had enough movement points to reach the artillery, but hopefully the recon, yes, the recon can get close to the artillery. So we're taking a little bit of damage, but the artillery is pretty much neutralised now. They're at half strength or below. Bring our artillery up to... I should have done that first really to suppress them before we did the attack. That would have been much more efficient. There we go. 1 dead. This artillery is too far away to do anything, so we'll shoot at the truck and cross the river. That's about it for this turn. Yeah, I think actually it's probably a couple more turns from now to get that bunker out of the way. Can start hitting with artillery. Ooh, that bunker just did 6 damage to my cavalry. Maybe he's tougher than I realised. Right. And my artillery is nearly out of ammo. Right, let's start hitting with the artillery anyway. Infantry will go and finish off these trucks. Really start hammering this guy with everything we've got. That's 2 artillery bombardments, tactical bombers. Fighters have got nothing to do, so we'll just shoot some trucks. Right. Just taking out the last of the artillery support that the bunker had. So he's heavily suppressed. He's completely suppressed right now, so this is a free attack. So we'll go for that. 4 damage. Going to heal our cavalry. Our tank probably doesn't want to attack. Oh, he's already so damaged the tank actually has a chance of taking him. There we go. Oh, for outstanding service, our BT-7 was awarded the Order of Glory 3rd class. Wow, I've got a medal. My first medal. There we go. So this is the unit information panel. You can right click on any of your units to pop this up. It gives you stats about the unit. It gives you stats about the transport if they've got one, for example, these guys. And then there's a third one for, I think is that if you're on board, no, is it on board ship, or is that when you've got different states? I think that's for units where you've got an anti-aircraft option, where you can move between artillery and anti-aircraft. And it gives you the stats of the other type of unit. Or I may be making it up, can't remember what the third column's for. Right, so we haven't captured that yet. So we shall go and capture the headquarters. And by my reckoning, we've done everything we were told to do. I think we should have won, unless I missed something. Let's see. Yes, triumph. We won the scenario. That's the finishing position, so I can reveal the map now. So there was a lot of Polish artillery scattered around these towns. There's nothing for me to gain from going into those towns. I could have gained a little bit of prestige by capturing them, but not enough to make it worthwhile, really. So that's the end of the mission. A glorious victory for the Russians. I'm impressed with your performance, Commander. I've shown great skill. And Stalin is going to be told that's excellent. I really wanted Stalin to notice me. So then we go straight into the next mission. So it's into November. Finland. Okay, so the next scenario is the winter war with Finland. Now, I'm not an expert on the winter war, but I do know the Finns put up a bit of a fight, so I imagine this is where the game starts to get a lot harder. It's a much larger map, as you can see, so as you're going through the game, you're getting more unit slots. So my core force is now up to 17, so I can add 5 more units to my core force. And the map's getting bigger, and as you go, everything gets more complex. I've got minefields up here, so that's the bottom part of the map's all Soviet, so this is where I'm attacking from. There's a lot of fortifications there, so this is going to be a tricky scenario. You can see some of my units have gained a bit of experience, but I did not play that previous scenario very well at all, so I was taking very heavy casualties, so that my units were really struggling to actually level up in any way. So I think my tanks here were the only ones that made any significant gains. So that's the end of the broadcast for today. That's as far as we can go right now. But Soviet Corps will be releasing, let me get my dates right, on the, what's today? Today is the 4th, 18th. 18th of February. Next week we will have Field of Glory, the new version of Field of Glory releasing on Thursday. So that's an update to the previous Field of Glory, the Field of Glory Unity. The week after, Soviet Corps will be releasing. Next Thursday we will be doing a Twitch broadcast. Next Thursday will be David, who will be doing the first look at Last Days of Old Earth. That's a game that we're going into early access in early March. So it'll be first chance to see that game. Should be very interesting. And always welcome to hear your comments and feedback. So if you've got anything to say, please do tell us on the forums, any feedback. I'll have a quick look through the stream here and see if there's anything I need to reply to. But thanks very much for watching, guys, and see you again soon.